Hello everyone, good morning. Can you confirm audible or not? Can you hear me? Just you can respond in short. Yep. So last few sessions, okay, 3-4 sessions we completed. I think 4 sessions we completed. Last 4 sessions, what we discussed. Okay, can we recap the things once? Last 4 sessions, what we discussed. First day, by using Python, what kind of applications we can develop? Yes or no? Using Python, what kind of applications we can develop? That day we discussed about, okay, what is standalone application? Standalone. What is web application? Web. What is distributed? Okay. The next one is like, what is enterprise? Using Python, what kind of applications we can develop? We discussed. Later, if you know Python, what kind of opportunities we can get it? Okay. What kind of role you have to place? Okay. The next one is like, what we discussed. The next one, Python installation, environment setup or not? Environment setup. Okay. Here we discussed about how to install Python software. Okay. How to run program in command prompt. Okay. The next one is like how to run the program in the editor called as a VS Code. Next. Using notebook, Jupyter notebook, how to run the program. Next, using Google Colab. Yesterday we discussed it, right? How to run the program we discussed. Environment setup, okay, how to set the environment and how to run the program also we discussed or not. Which program we discussed? Simply Hello World program we discussed. Hello World. Before that, there has one more topic we discussed. It's a kind of keywords. We discussed about the keywords or not. We discussed about the keywords also or not. Any programming language we can learn. Okay, before learning, just what kind of keywords, predefined things we have, you should know. In future, how to use it, we'll discuss. That is our okay next level sessions. We are going to okay take care of these things. But at least you should know what kind of keywords, reserved words there in Python or not. It's a kind of, if you want to learn any language, it's a kind of vocabulary. You can think like that. Okay. Up to here, anyone have any questions while setup environment in your local? Are you facing any issues? Are you okay with that? Anyone set up environment in your local missions? Anyone set up environment in your local missions? Anyone set up environment in local missions? Okay, just set up environment. Okay, set up the environment. If you face any issue, just let me know. Okay, na? Okay, then the next one is like today's topic is like any programming language. It is not related to only Python. Any programming language you can take it, either Python, Java, .NET, JavaScript, any programming language you can take it. Some of the concepts, okay, most of the concepts you can say those are like common for all the programming languages, but syntactically those are like what, different. For example, one topic name I can take it. One is like variables. This is my topic, today's topic. See, these variables not only in Python, these variables are there in the .NET, in the Java, okay, PHP, and JavaScript, Salesforce. In all programming languages, we are going to use this concept. But the difference is how to create a variable is different from one language to another language. In Java, there has one kind of syntax. In .NET, there has one kind of syntax. In Python, one kind of syntax. But the concept is there now. Create a variable use, why we go for the variables. This concept is like common for any programming language. Understood? Got my point? Okay. So my topic is like variables. Now tell me, if the topic is like variables, tell me some questions on this one. First, why we go for variable? First, what is variable? That is only first question, right? What is variable? You said like the terminology like variables. What is variable? The next one, why we go for? Why we go for this variable? Why we go for? Okay, in Java, .NET, PHP, whatever it is, this particular concept is like common. This particular concept is like common. First thing is like what is variable and why we go for this variable. Okay, if you know how to create the variable, right? How to create the variable, what kind of syntax you need to follow or not, what kind of syntax we need to follow, how to create the variables. Okay, the next one is like once you created a variable, how to use it, right? How to use it, yes or no? These are the general questions, right? How to use it. This is not only for the variables, any topic, these questions you have to ask yourself or not, get the answers. You can ask yourself and you only get the answers. Yes or no? Any topic. Now onwards, if you take any topic, okay, these are the questions. For example, next topic is like functions. Hey, what is function? Yes or no? That is the general thing, na? Okay, why we go for that? Is there any reason? Why we need? Okay, then how to create it? Yeah, there is something. Okay, I have to create a function. How? How to create it? Okay, how to use it? You created a function, you have something, how to use it or not? These are the general questions, right? Yes or no? The same questions for my variables also. The same questions for my variables also. Understood or not? Okay, again I'm telling, most of the concepts common for all programming languages, concepts common for all programming languages. Now I'm going to tell like a simple definition. Okay, somebody already okay posted in chat. Okay, why we go for variable? What is the variable? He said like store the data, store the data, store the data. Yes, 100% correct. If you go for Java interview, okay, if they ask like the question, hey, why we go for variable, your answer can be store the data only. Your answer can be store the data only. So the purpose never change, but the way of creating may be change, the way of using may be change, but the purpose is there now. Why we go for variable? That is common for any programming language. Understood or not? Okay, now you can take like one simple scenario. Okay, I have some amount. Whenever my friend reach to me, I have to give that amount to that guy. That is my case. Okay, my case is like I have okay 1,000 rupees. Whenever my friend okay reach to me, comes to me, I have to give. I have to give that 1,000 rupees to him. Okay, then tell me what you have to do from your end. First, 1,000 rupees with you or not? First, 1,000 rupees with you or not? You can get it from anywhere, bank, ATM, whatever it is. First, you have to get the 1,000 rupees. You have to keep in your pocket. Somewhere you have to store it or not. You have to keep in your pocket. Whenever times come, okay, that means whenever your friend reach to you, then that time you have to give it or not. You have to give it or not. Simple thing. Okay, now first thing is like what? If you want to give 1,000 rupees, first you have to get the 1,000. Once you get the 1,000, you have to store somewhere. You have to keep in your wallet or somewhere. And then whenever times come, okay, whenever my friend reach, till then you have to wait. You have to store. Then you can give that 1,000 rupees to that person or not. Same story here also. Programmatically, that scenario I want to implement it. That's it. Programmatically, that scenario I want to implement it. That's it, my requirement. Okay, so first thing is like 1,000 rupees. Okay, I have to get it. Okay, I have the 1,000 rupees. First thing, I have to store that 1,000 rupees or not. I have to store that 1,000 rupees or not. So where I can store that 1,000 rupees, some space is required or not. That space we can say like what? Memory. Terminology wise, we can say like what? Memory. So in some space, in some memory, okay, I need to store that amount 1,000 rupees or not. Say memory is like a wallet, for example. Okay, done. This 1,000 rupees you can store it. Okay, same like that. Okay, some other values also you can store it. Now, 1,000 rupees you store it, right? Whenever you want to use it, you have to take and you have to give it or not. If you want to take, you have to get one reference, right? Okay, then only we can use it or not. Pointing to one person means, for example, I want to call you. How you can call by your name or not? Okay, I want to pointing that particular amount I want to store in particular location. For that I need an address, I need a name. So that name I'm going to keep like, okay, simply, okay, amount. Okay, now tell me, my amount is equals to what? 1,000 rupees. That's it. Okay, now this particular syntax, whatever you written in Python, okay, that is like a variable creation syntax. More than that, nothing. Okay, first one is like what? Okay, this is my value, and this one is what? This is like a name or not. This is like a value, and this one is like what? Name or not. Okay, so my name equals to value. Okay, now whenever my friend reach to me, what I have to give? That amount I have to give it to my friend or not. I have to give it to my friend or not. See here, this 1,000 you refer with what? One of the variable name. That particular variable name only you can use it. Now see, what is variable? First question answer. What is variable? My variable is what? Here my variable is what? This 1,000 rupees you stored, right? That memory location address is there na. That address is nothing but refer one variable with some name. That name you can say like a variable. Okay, variable is nothing but it's a name. Okay, it's a name of your memory location. In that memory now 1,000 rupees is there. In future there has some other data may be there. Okay, simply it is like a memory location name. Why we go for this one? Why we go for this one? Why we go for variables? Why we go for this variable? Here my amount is a variable. Why we go for this variable? To represent some data, right? Yes or no? I have some data is there, 1,000 rupees is there. Okay, I want to represent the data or not. I want to represent the data or not. I want to point into that particular location. Okay, that is possible by using the variables or not. Understood? Now, what is the use? Okay, why exactly we need this one? The variables, why I need? To store 100 rupees, okay, 1,000 rupees directly, I am not able to store. With the help of what? That particular location I want to point into one name, then only in future I can use it or not. So why we go for this one? Okay, why exactly? Why exactly? If you want to create a variable, in which case you have to create a variable? I have some data is there. To store the data, that data stored somewhere, I want to pointing that particular location with some name. Okay, then only we can go with that variable or not. Yes or no? Okay, now if you come here, first I need a memory. Okay, to store how much? 1,000 rupees or not? Yes, 1,000 rupees. Okay, you store. Whenever, okay, time comes, okay, your friend reach to you, then that time you have to give that 1,000 rupees or not. So how we can give this 1,000 rupees? The memory, in the memory 1,000 rupees already stored. That's okay, fine. But if you want to give, okay, you have to go and take the okay, data. That means 1,000 rupees, and you have to give it, right? So if you want to take it, that particular location needs some address, right? You have to go and get it. Okay, that memory location is this one. This is the address. That address name is required or not, then only you can go and get it or not. That address or memory location name we can say like what? A variable. Now whenever you want to use it, whenever you want to give it to this particular person, now no need to touch this one. Now directly you can use this particular name. Whenever you use this particular name, this name is pointing to this memory. In this memory, what is the data? 1,000 rupees. That 1,000 rupees you can use, or you can give it to some other person or not. Understood or not? Okay, now here this amount is there now. This amount, this one we can say like a variable. Now by seeing this one, you can define a variable. The variable which is used for what? Which is used for what? Okay, to represent some data or not. See here, here 1,000 is nothing but a data, you can say. The next one, the variable which is used for what? The variable is the name of my memory location or not. What is the use when you can exactly go for the variables to store some data? Okay, that data if you want to represent, then you can go with the variables or not. Yes or no? Agreed everyone? So syntactically how we can create a variable? Okay, first your variable name, first your variable name and variable value you can write it. First your variable name and variable value you can write it. Amount equals to 1,000. Okay, this is my simple syntax. Okay, to create a variable in Python. To create a variable in Python. Now, first, can we create a variable in your Python environment? That means, can you write a simple program? So already we created like what yesterday we discussed like 5 environments. Any one of the environment you can use it. Okay, we can use all the environments. First, you can go with command prompt. Now click on the command prompt. Just type what? If you want to enter into Python environment, you can type py or you can type like what? Python. Okay, this particular command, when it is available, either py or Python, when it is available, whenever you install Python software, then only it is available or not. Okay, let's go with py. Yes, now you are in the Python environment. Current version I use it like 3.12. This is my Python environment or not. So here you can write something like this. The amount equals to 1,000. Amount equals to 1,000. Can I click on enter? Can I click on enter? Okay, now amount. Can I click on enter? Now see, you created one simple variable. You created one simple variable. It stores 1,000. Whenever you want 1,000, okay, now you can use that variable reference. By using that reference, you can get this 1,000 or not. If you want to use or if you want to give that 1,000 rupees to your friend, you can give this particular value. Okay, this value is pointing to one location. In that location, 1,000 rupees there or not there. This is the way you can create one simple variable in Python or not. Agreed everyone? Okay, here the amount and 1,000. There is two sections you can say. What is this amount? What is this amount? Amount equals to 1,000, right? This amount you can say like what? Variable name. The 1,000 is there, right? We can say like what? It is a variable value or not. Variable value or not. So my amount here, it is pointing to some location. That's it. Okay, here no need to mention data type. I will tell. Okay, here there is no need to mention data types. Nothing. Data types, nothing. Why? We'll see that. Up here, okay? Syntactically, see, this is only the proof, right? If I not mention also, it is working as expected or not. It is a simple variable creation. Agreed, everyone? Okay. Now, you can write any program. First of all, try to get the errors and then try to resolve those errors. Try to resolve those errors. Now, I'm going to write one simple statement. Okay, if you get the error, you only conclude one statement by seeing that error. Understood? Agreed, everyone? Okay, now can I click on enter? Click on enter. What happened? Hmm. Yeah, here this particular Sachin and 01 name. Okay, Sachin is like a value, 01 name is like what? Variable name or not. Whenever you start the variable name with okay, digit, is it like valid syntax or invalid syntax? It is like a valid syntax or invalid syntax. It is like invalid syntax or not. By seeing this one, what you can understand? In Python, whenever you create a variable, that particular variable name should not start with digit or not. Yes or no? Should not start with digit or not. Agreed? Okay. Now, see here, you see a syntax error or not. You see the syntax error. Okay, what is the syntax error? Normal, general way you can tell me. What is the syntax error? Okay, now our Python program, okay, internal flow also we discussed yesterday, how the Python program executed. Now, my Python program is this one. This is called as a source code. Okay, once you have a source code, you have to do what? You have to run one command py name.py to run that Python program or not. Whenever you run this command, internally what happened? My Python program get compiled or not? Yes or no? Yes or no? That compiled code, who translate? Come on, that compiled code somebody taken, okay, make it understand to my microprocessor to generate the output or not? Who will take care of that responsibility? Python virtual machine or not? Yesterday's discussion, you created one Python file. Whenever you run this command, internally my Python program get compiled or not? Okay, how it is going to compile? There has a translators we have. One is like interpreter, another one is like a compiler or not, with the help of translator. Okay. Now, with the help of translator, you can get the compiled code. Compiled code is not like a in the readable format or not. In the readable format, you can say like a it is like a binary, low level language. You can say that low level language. Okay, my mission, my microprocessor is not able to understand that Python compiled code. Who can make it understand to my microprocessor? My Python virtual machine, okay, helps to my microprocessor to understand that particular compiled Python code to generate the output or not. Whenever my Python virtual machine helps to my processor is going to generate the output or not. This is the basic flow or not. Yes or no? This is the basic flow or not. You have a source code. Whenever you run the command to run the program py name.py, the code get compiled. Okay, my compiled code taken by whom? Who take this compiled code? Python virtual machine, and make it understand to my processor, hey, this is the compiled code. From this particular code, this is the output you need to generate. Like this, it is going to help to my processor. My processor is going to show the output to the end user in the console or not. This is the flow. Yesterday we discussed. Here, whenever you run this command, my translator is going to compile your code, right? In the compilation, if you get any errors, while compiling the code, if you get any errors, those errors we can say like what? Syntax errors. Understood? Okay, when you can get the syntax error, now onwards, if you see the syntax error in any programming language, again, I'm telling this concept is common for all programming languages. Whenever you get the syntax error, you can understand like what? You can understand like what? At the time of compiling, at the time of compiling, okay, you did some mistake. At the time of compilation, you did some mistake, so that there is a compile time error. Okay, what is this syntax error? Okay, how we can resolve means very simple. Any programming you can take it. Somebody introduced it, right? Somebody introduced or not. Whenever they introduced one programming language, okay, whenever one company launch a product, okay, they are going to give some guidelines to how to use it or not. You have to follow those guidelines or not. Same like that, whenever the programming language introduced to the world, who introduced that language, they are going to provide some guidelines. You need to follow those guidelines. If you not follow those guidelines, then the time, okay, they are going to raise a syntax error at the time of compilation. Now, if you come to this one, if you come to this one, you create a variable, that's okay, but the variable should not start with the digit. That is the guideline. If you not follow that guideline, my translator returns me or throw me which error? Syntax error or not. Agreed everyone? Come on. When you can get the syntax error. Okay, now tell me, you can easily define, okay, when you can get the syntax errors, how to resolve those errors. Come on, in your programming language, any programming language, again I'm telling, it's not for Python, any programming language, okay, any programming language you can take it. If you not follow the guidelines at the time of compilation, they are going to throw a syntax error. Okay, now syntax errors, how to fix it? Syntax errors, there is no reason, nothing. Okay, you should have to follow the guidelines. If you ask the question to me, hey, why should not start with zero, why should not start with the digit to create a variable, means I don't have any answer. Why? Because that is the guideline. Okay, they given, that is the guideline, you should have to follow. Okay, you should not you should not ask for the reasons. Guidelines means you have to follow, that's it. So syntactical rules, there is no reason, nothing. Okay, whenever you get the syntax error, don't ask the question like why. Okay, why we should not start with zero. Okay, there is no answer, nothing. That is the guideline you should have to follow, that's it. Understood or not? So can you tell me 2 points about the syntax error, when you can get it? At the time of compilation or not? At the time of compilation you can get it. How to fix it? Okay, when you can get it? At the time of compilation, the reason is what? Reason is what? If you not follow the guidelines or not. Guidelines or not, every programming language has their own guidelines, own syntactical rules. If you not follow, you can get the syntax errors or not. Okay, how to fix it? Simple, you have to follow the guidelines, that's it. Follow the guidelines or not, you have to follow the guidelines. Understood or not? So one of the guideline is what? To create the variable. One of the guideline is what? To create the variable. The variable should not start with digit or not. Yes or no? The variable should not start with digit or not. Okay, now I'm going to write one more. Is it valid or invalid? Is it valid or invalid? Click on enter. If you get an error like this, then the time you can say like what? Invalid. Okay, if you come to this particular mode, okay, it is valid or invalid? It is valid or invalid? Is it like giving me syntax error or not giving any syntax error? Come on. Giving me syntax error? No. No. So if you come here, now see this, my Sachin. Working or not? Okay. Now, can I use? Okay. Now can I click on enter? Can I click on enter? Can I click on enter? Now again. Now see this, the special character dollar can I use in my variable creation? Special character dollar, can I use it in Python? Special character dollar, can I use it in the Python? No, right? Simply you can tell, okay, this is only the way of learning. Okay, no need to remember each and everything. Practically you can see, you can check it, then you only can come to know or not. Yes or no? Like that you can tell something. What is the difference? Okay, something like name underscore, yes, it's valid. See, but name hyphen something, then that time it gives me something else or not. That means it is not a valid syntax or not. This is not a valid. But here syntax error, but here something like a name error. This error is like a runtime. We'll see at the time of exception handling. But this is also invalid only or not. Okay, now if I start with name equals to something like this, okay, is it like valid or not? Now see this, it is like valid or not. Okay, now you can write some points, guidelines. For example, if I write like this, name equals to, okay, Sachin, is valid or not? Is valid or not? Yes, 100% valid. Now tell me, whenever you create a variable, okay, the variable contains what? The variable, it's like alphabets, right? Okay, either lowercase or uppercase, that's not a matter. Okay, which may contain some digits. Say this, which may contains like some digits, 0, 0, 1. But that digit should not start. Okay, the variable name should not start with a digit, but the variable contains digits, no problem. Yes or no? Underscore if you add in my variable name, valid or invalid? Underscore if you add in my variable name, valid or invalid? Okay, start with underscore also valid. Okay, ending also valid means wherever you want, you can use the underscore, no problem at all. Other than this, if I use any, okay, dollar, if I use some other special characters, if I use, then that time you can get what? Syntax error or not. Agreed, everyone? Agreed, everyone? Come on. Okay, okay then. Let me close this one. Can I open one more? One more editor? Okay, so far you used like what? Command prompt. Shall we go with one more editor? Okay, which editor you want me to go? Shall we go with the Visual Studio Code? Yes. Okay, Python not yet installed. Okay, whenever it required, then we can install. Why? Because it's like a trial version. Okay, so if we install also, it is going to expire. Okay, now come here. Can I open our recent folder? Where is that? This is the one, right? Yes, we can open this one. Now close all. This is related to Jupyter workspace. Leave it. This one underscore PyCache. Can anyone tell me about the underscore PyCache? Yesterday you saw your compiled code or not? Actually, that is the hidden folder, but you want to see that compiled code, you can see it. Yesterday we discussed this one or not. Now I want to create one more file, variables.py. Variables.py. Okay, now I want to create a variable. I want to create a variable. How we can create a variable? Just you can create name equals to such. That's it. Name equals to such. If you want to run it. Okay, how we can run? In the command prompt, you can open the in the command prompt you can run, but here you can open the terminal. No, see, control backtick is the shortcut. Okay, tilde symbol is there, right? That is the one. You are in which folder? 8824 root folder. You are in the PowerShell. I don't want PowerShell. Okay, go with the command prompt. PowerShell you can delete it here. PowerShell you can delete it. Now where you are? Now you are in the root folder or not? I want to run which program? I want to run which program? Variables.py. How to run the program in Python? If you want to run the program, how we can run it? Command already we discussed. I asked you to remember. I want to run Python program. Which program? Which program? Variables.python or not? Now, see, there is no errors, nothing. There is no errors, nothing. For example, if I put like hash, save it. Now, can I run it? Can I run it? Now, see, you can get the error or not. You can get the error or not. Is it like valid or invalid? Invalid. It is not a syntax error. It is like a name error. That's okay. It is invalid or not. Yes or no? Now, if I write like this, if I write like this, see, if you observe the editor, here itself it is showing like what? A red and okay, line. Okay, then you can understand like whatever the statement you written, there has some errors or there. Yes or no? There has some errors or there. Agreed with me? Okay, if I write like this, valid or invalid? If I write like this, valid or invalid? 100% valid or not? Okay, now I am going to write, okay, valid or invalid? If I write like this, it's valid or invalid? Come on. If equals to Sachin, valid or invalid? There has multiple keywords there. Na? My keyword should not use like a variable name or not. My keyword should not use like a variable name. Okay, there has so many keywords we have, right? We already discussed it. Okay, if L, so L if okay, like this try, okay, rise, so many expect div def like this multiple keywords we have, right? Those keywords we should not use. For example, try equals to such. Okay, now this particular try, okay, it's a keyword. The keyword you should not use like what? Should not use like a variable name or not. Agreed? This is also one guideline or not. Now, one more. Can I write like a first name? First name is like a Sachin. Now come here. Can I run it? Again, the syntax error or not? Why the syntax error? See, first to space name. Okay, in your variable name, you should not maintain any spaces. That is also one guideline. If you want the space, if you want to differentiate first to name, just you can go with the underscore. That is one option. It is like a valid syntax. Okay, another one is like if you want to differentiate, that is one option. Okay, recommended thing is like go with the camel case also. Start with the lower case, and wherever the words are there, if you want first to name two words, first word is like okay, first word, first letter is like F, you can start with lower case. Second word, first letter is what? N, start with uppercase. Now this is also no problem. It's like normal only. It's a valid syntax or not. Understood? So another guideline is what? You should not use your predefined keywords or reserved words as a variable name. We should not use any spaces in the variable name or not. We should not use any spaces in the variable name or not. Agreed with me all are? So for good, up to here, okay? At least why we go for, see, you can get answers for all the questions or not. One by one, tell me here. First, what is variable? Come on, what is variable? It is like what? A name of the memory location. In the memory location, data there or not there, it is not a matter. Okay, name. What is variable means? It's pointing, it's representing some data, right? Yes or no? It is a name. Variable is like a name. Okay, it is pointing to some memory location or not. In the memory location, some data we have, thousand, Sachina, that is like secondary. Okay, it is a name of the memory location or not. Why we go for? Why we go for? In the memory there has some data is there. To represent that particular data, then you can go with what? Variables or not. How to create the variable in Python? Simple. How to create the variable in Python? Variable name is equals to variable value or not. Variable value or not. Okay, the next one, how to use it? How to use? If you want to use amount, if you want to use Sachin, okay, how to use? With the name of the variable, right? Name of the variable, you can use it or not. Agree with me? Okay, these questions, okay, common for any programming language. Okay, not only if you go for JavaScript, hey, why we go for JavaScript variable, you can tell, okay, to store or represent some data. How to create? Now you have to use JavaScript syntax or not. Okay, you have to use JavaScript syntax to create it. You have to use the JavaScript syntax, how to use it or not. Yes or no? But the purpose is like same, but the way of creation is different from one language to another language. The way of using is different from one language to another language or not. Agreed, everyone? So for good. Okay, okay, then I'm going to write. Yesterday we written one simple program is what? Hello world. Hello world or not? Yes or no? So hello world, to print hello world, okay, we use it like a print method or not? Print function or not? Yes or no? What is this function? We'll discuss later. I yesterday asked you to remember this statement. It's not a matter for me. Okay, I can easily remember or not. So can you come here? Can I run this program? Py variable name. What is my output? Come on, what is my output? Hello world. Can you talk something about the print? I didn't discuss anything about the functions, but you can talk. One word you can say about the print. By seeing this one, okay, by seeing this one word you can tell about the print. To print some message, right? To print something in the console, in the command prompt, then you can go with the print or not. Now my thing is my amount equals to 1000. Amount equals to 1000. I want to print that 1000. Can I print that 1000? How? Say this. How to use the variable? You have a variable. How to use it? Okay, if you want to use the variable, okay, I have to use like the variable reference or not. Now can you come here? The same command, can I run it? If you want the same command, up arrow, down arrow, you can use it. Now click on enter. Now see my 1000 printed or not. Now my question is, okay, what is my answer? What is my answer? If I run this one, what is my answer? Anyone guess? If I run this one, what is my answer? Is it gives me a syntax error, or it is gives me some other syntax error? It gives me an error. Without syntax means you can say like a runtime error. What is runtime error? It's an exception. At the time of exception handling we can discuss. But you know, right, there is two types of errors. One is like syntax, another one is like runtime. Okay, it's like syntax error or runtime error. Now, if you come here, if I click on enter, now see this, can you read it? Name amount is not defined. Did you mean amount? A is like a capital letter or not? Now, my question is, here also amount, here also amount. Characters wise, both are like same or not. But still, why it is gives me the error means you created a variable, the name of what? First one is like uppercase, remaining all are like lower cases. But while trying to use it, okay, all are like lowercase or not. Okay, at the time of looking for the all lowercase amount there or not there? Tell me. Lowercase amount there or not there? Lowercase amount there or not there? Tell me. The variable whose name is like lowercase amount. There are not there? Not there, right? Uppercase, A, uppercase remaining all are lowercase, it is there. But all are like lowercase. Amount there are not there? Not there. That the reason my name amount is not defined. Okay, whenever you see this kind of errors now onwards in Python is not defined, you can understand like you are looking for one thing, that particular one is not available in that area, in that section, in that scope. Like that you can understand. Now by seeing this one, what you can understand is my Python is like what, a case sensitive or not. My Python is like a case sensitive programming language or not. Case sensitive means Upper cases you have to use uppercase only. Lower case if you want to use lower case only. Okay, you create a variable with sum of like a capital MOUNT is like lower case. Okay, if I use like all lower cases, you are getting some error, means my Python is not support. Okay, for what? In case sensitive, it's like a case sensitive or not. Understood everyone? So to avoid this issue, now what you have to do, which variable, how you define, the same way you have to define the variable, and you can, okay, run this one or not, yes or no. So tell me one point, my Python is like what? Okay, my Python is like what? It's a case sensitive programming language or not, yes or no? It's a case sensitive or not? Case sensitive or not? Agree with me all, or okay? Okay, then now answer this question. Answer this question. If I run this one, what happened? If I run this one, what happened? Come on. If I run this one, what happened? Anyone answer this? If I run this one, what happened? Syntax error. Next. If I run this one, what happened? Syntax error. Okay. What is syntax error? If you not follow the guidelines. Now, see, print is a function you called, you followed the guidelines. While calling, you can pass a variable reference or direct value. Okay. Syntactically, there has any issue here? Syntactically, there has any issue? Syntactically there has any issue? No, na. There is no syntactical error, right? Print is a function, I use it like this only, na. See this, print, last time I written like this, hello, like, okay. Now here also print, here also print, I use it like a function, here also use it like a function. Here it's like a static value, here it's like a dynamic value. What is wrong with that one? Syntactically 100% valid. Okay, no syntactical error. Now name, it is looking for what? Name. Name variable defined or not defined? Tell me. Name variable defined or not defined? Tell me. You are using, okay, you are trying to give 1,000 rupees. First of all, 1,000 rupees with you, then only, right, you can give it. 1,000 rupees there or not there? Now see here, amount. Okay, let's think my print is my friend. Okay, I'm giving this amount to my friend. Okay, amount is there, then only, right, we can give it. Amount there or not there? Come on, amount there or not there? Not there. So that whenever the amount is not there, you can get like what? The error, amount is not defined or not. Yes or no? I already told to you. Okay, this kind of errors anytime is defined errors. Anytime if you get it, you can understand like you are looking for something, but that is not available there. You are looking for something, you are looking for what? Amount there or not there? Not there. So that my output is like what? Okay, here my output is like what? Name is not defined. Okay, now name is not defined. It's a syntax error or runtime error. What is runtime error we'll discuss, but terminology are you able to understand or not? You are like complete graduation, right? You can small terminologies you can easily remember or not. Okay, now how to fix it? The question is like how to fix it. What is the fix for this? What is the fix for this? You avoid this error, you should have to create a variable or not. What is my variable? Amount is my variable or not? Okay, with what? Syntactically only amount if I write, will it work? Only amount if you write, will it work or not work? Okay, same story, amount is not there. Okay, what is the syntax? Amount is my variable name, and the variable value also you have to keep it. Whenever you create a variable like this, yes, I'm looking for the second step, second statement, I'm looking for the amount. That amount is available so that my 1,000 printed or not. Agree with me all, or Agreed? Whenever you get now onwards is not defined, okay, how to fix it? Define name variable. Okay, how we can define the name variable? Name equals to Sachin, and now you can print name. No problem at all. No problem at all. Yes or no? Agreed with me? Okay, whenever you get like is defined errors, how to fix it? Is not defined, is not defined. Whenever you get, not only Python, again I'm telling, okay, you can see, you can get the errors in JavaScript also, okay, in on Python, Java, whatever it is. Now focus on the Python. Whenever you get like is not defined error, okay, what you can understand about the error? You are looking for one reference, okay, here name, but that reference is not available or not. That reference is not available. Not available or not? Yes or no? That time you can get like a is not defined errors. Now onwards, whenever you get this error, immediately you have to tell, well, okay, you are looking for this one that is not available. Okay, na? Okay, then let me write something like this. Hmm. If I run this one, what happened? If I run this one, what happened? If I run this one, what happened? Come on. If I run this one, what happened? Tell me, will it gives me the syntax error or will it gives me the runtime error? If it is like a runtime error, what is my error name? What is my error name? Hmm? What is my error name? Amount is not defined. It throws an error. Which kind of error it throws? Syntax or runtime? Okay, you can check the syntax. Syntax 100% valid only or not. Okay, now if I run this, okay, py, what is that? Variable. No need to type. Just click on the tab. Variable.py. Now again, my name amount. Name of the variable is what? Amount is not defined or not. But you define it now. But in Python, before using the variable, first you have to define. But here what you did, before using the variable you defined, after using the amount variable you defined. Before or after, when you defined? You defined after using the variable or not. That the reason it gives me an error like what? It gives me an error like what? Amount is not defined. Understood everyone? All are okay? Okay, while learning any programming language, it's not a matter. You can learn any programming languages, but the errors are important. Why, if you know the error message, if you know the fix for that, in future if you get an error, the same error, no need to check, directly can go and fix. This error when you can get it, what fix is required or not. That the reason, try to read the error messages. Okay, most of times what we are going to do, okay, whenever you get the proper output, that's okay, fine. But whenever you get the error, our mind is not support, okay, not ready to read that error message like that, our mindset. Okay, so don't think like that. Read properly the error message. Whenever you read that error message 2 3 times, you can get some idea how to fix it automatically. That the reason, whenever, not only Python program, any programming language you can work on it, no problem. Okay, whenever you get the error, try to read that error. How big it error message is not a matter. If it is like a big error message, that means you are getting some more information about that error. If you get some more information about the error, you can easily fix that error or not. Okay, try to habituate to read the error messages. Understood everyone? All are okay? Okay, shall we move to the next one? Okay, in Python, to my variables, okay, here type of this particular 1000 is what? It is a number. Okay, if I write like this, it is a valid syntax or invalid syntax? Okay, I'm going to cut this one, I'm going to place it valid or invalid. Come on, if it is like valid, what it is going to print? Amount is like such in print amount. The amount is like such in print amount. It's like valid or invalid? 100% valid. See this, 100% valid. Is Sachin printed or not? Sachin printed or not? But if you observe here, whenever you create a variable, okay, try to give naming convention wise, try to follow some guidelines. There is no one is going to set the guidelines, this kind of thing. Okay, here the value is like what? Sachin. Okay, whenever the value is like Sachin, can you refer that value with the proper name? With the proper name. Okay, you want me to use amount? Anyone see this particular variable name, what he is going to think? Okay, amount is nothing but it's a number, it is going to store like a number. But what you stored here, you stored like a Sachin or not? But it is not gives me any error. Why? Because it's like syntactically 100% valid, and you printed, that's okay, that is also valid only or not. But here you need to take care of these things or not. As a developer, naming convention is very very important. Naming convention is very very important. Amount means, okay, just you can put like 1000, that's valid. But whenever is like Sachin, if you want to store, instead of amount, okay, give like a proper name. For example, player name. Whenever any some other person see this particular variable name, what kind of data he can expect? Okay, one of the player name like this he can expect or not. If I put like player name is like amount also, 100% that is valid. But as a developer, you should have to follow some naming conventions or not. You should have to follow some naming conventions. Understood or not? Got my point? Now, in Python, do we have the data type? Did you mention anywhere in Java? Int is there, string is there, array, boolean like this. Okay, now tell me, in this particular Python programming language, while creating a variable, am I mentioned anywhere that kind of data types? Am I mentioned anywhere that kind of data types? Okay, I didn't mention anything. Okay, my Python, we don't have any data types like JavaScript, like PHP. Okay, as well as my Python is a kind of dynamically typed programming language. What is this dynamically typed programming language? All these things we'll see in the next session. The next session, okay, tomorrow is like a public holiday, so day after tomorrow the same. Okay, 6 o'clock, 6:30, I mean 6:30 you can join. Okay, so from your end what you have to do is, okay, can you complete this stuff? Go to the uijavakit.com. Now go to Python. Okay, first introduction you can complete it, installation you can complete it. Okay, coding introduction, okay, you can complete all this stuff. The next one is like naming convention, you can complete it. Okay, what kind of naming convention, you can complete it. The next one is like how to create the variable, you can complete it. Okay, understood or not? First five topics, just you can read, you can easily understand. Okay, day to day just we are going to extend the things. Day to day we are going to extend the things. Okay, at the same time, if you're not able to understand, just note it down. Okay, we can discuss in the class. At the same time, I need like some syntax errors, I need like some runtime errors. Okay, that is an important thing for me. Okay, programmatically, practically, you can run a program, get some syntax errors. You run a program, get some runtime errors, get some runtime, that means you have to reproduce those errors. Whenever you are reproducing, okay, who create, he can destroy it or not. Whenever you try to reproduce, you can easily fix that one or not. You only created, you only fix it. Yes or no? Try to reproduce some of the syntax errors, some of the runtime errors while creating the variables only. Don't think more about the remaining topics. Only creating the variables, your focus is on. Got my point? Can you do it? Okay. Okay, then we'll see remaining things in the next session. I'm going to send you the videos also till today. How many classes completed? Those videos also you can get it through email. Okay, you can go through those videos also. Okay, then thank you guys. Thanks for joining. Bye. Okay, anyone have any questions that I mean, okay, while doing setup, environment setup, anyone facing any issues? Anyone facing any issues? Yeah, Delhi. What was the issue? So you can unmute and talk. VS Code is not opening. Okay, did you install that one? Okay, we'll see that one in the next session. Okay, next session we'll see. Okay, for now, it is not blocking you, right, to practice. Okay, just you can practice in the visit. Okay, in the command prompt. Okay, we'll see that one. Try to reinstall it. Still, it is not working. Okay, that time we can do it. What about Notepad? Okay, I mean notebook is working. What about notebook? Jupyter notebook, Google Colab notebook. Is it working or not? Those also try. There has 5 ways I told, right? Those 5 ways, one program you can run it. Okay, na? Visual Studio Code, if it is not open, I will tell you how to do that. Don't worry about that. Okay? Okay, then thank you guys. Thanks for joining.